in the case of Panama, a very significant market, what type of government support to the airlines in the infrastructure is Panama considering for the airlines and for the industry? You are in mute, Marilou.
Thank you, Gonzalo, and good morning, everybody, and thank you for the opportunity of sharing information on what's happening in Panama in the aviation sector. The Panamanian government has not adopted any specific regulation to give support to airlines, local airlines and airlines operating in Panama. We are under a state of emergency since March 14, and as of March 19, all commercial aviation related activities have been suspended by decree. Indirectly, the government or the local airlines have been able to benefit from labor law regulations, some tax law regulations, and an agreement between the banking sector and the government of Panama. On labor law regulations, Panama has adopted provisions to the effect that workers for companies whose activity has been suspended are also suspended as the activities, and therefore the employee does not have to pay. So airlines have been able to suspend a very large number of employees during the duration of the suspension of the aviation activity. On the other hand, not by government, but airlines have negotiated some early retirement packages and some leave of absence, unpaid leave of absence packages. On the tax side, Panama has not adopted any tax exemptions or tax incentives during the period of the pandemic, but there was in effect a tax moratorium which has been extended until June 30th. Which is next week, and we'll see if that is extended further. And that grants an 85% exemption on interest and fines, but not on principal and taxes. So that's also that could have happened. I also mentioned the fact that the government and the banking sector have negotiated an agreement. It hasn't become law, but the agreement provides banks will give deferrals on payment of capital to its clients. And to this effect, airlines that have local financing have, or I'm not sure if they have, but because most of the finance is international, but some of them have been able to get in a deferral on payments, on capital, not on interest from local financing. And that will apply more for domestic airlines and for international airlines. On infrastructure, we have Tocumen, who had just recently inaugurated the second terminal and had obtained finance from abroad. And the government has not granted any package, but the administration of Tocumen has announced that they have obtained pre-authorization from cabinet to obtain a credit line extension in case that it's needed. So far, the airport has been receiving income only from cargo activities, which are not suspended. And the president of the board of directors of the airport just declared last week that they are still being able to cover their operating expenses, but in case that they need them, they will obtain a further credit line. And there are news that they have received offers from Citibank and Scotiabank also for this. So that's on infrastructure.